How does having one parent affect a child? Kids have a harder time in school because they might not have their full attention of their parents to help them out with homework and economic issues. Like they won't be able to go to field trips, college, that, or they just might end up dropping school completely to help their parents with money. They're also more susceptible to drug use. They really don't have a strong role model to be like, no, don't do it. Divorce. It's like the main reason kids end up messed up in the future, apparently. It puts obviously a lot of pressure on the kid, makes the kid feel guilty for like having to choose either dad or mom. The increased chance of mental health issues that could come from like seeing their parents thinking they were doing great, but they really weren't in the end, and it could really mess up the way they perceive relationships in the future. Having one parent doesn't necessarily mean uh, a kid is going to grow up to be bad. As long as the parent talks to the child, helps them understand what's going on, um, they'll understand over time as they mature. Don't Obviously don't drag the kid into the conflict. It'll mess them up, especially if there's a lot of yelling. Make sure you're like healthy mentally. If you're really down all the time, it's gonna rub off on your kid. They're gonna pick up on it, and it's never good to see your parent down. Guide your child towards a hopeful future. Acknowledge when they do something good. Help them get that individuality. Guide your child. Like help them out when you can, if you can. Also help them notice that they're good. If you do struggle with raising your kid, it'd be better to get help from really close friends, family. For my sources, I used three different TED Talks. One was from the perspective of the youngest daughter in a single parent household. The other was a single father and how he felt that he was a huge impact on his son towards having a better future. And the last one was a researcher. For my sources, I used three different TED Talks. One was from the perspective of the daughter in a single parent household. The other was from the perspective of the father taking care of his son by himself. And the last one was from a researcher. Also used two videos from the channel Psych2Go where they focus on the mental health of different subgroups. In my case, children with one parent. An essay from a website called How Stuff Works, where this writer basically put down a lot of sources and summed up what he got out of his research. And the last bit was like from personal experience. I mean, my mom raised me by herself, so I applied a little bit of what I know from my own experiences. And what I get out of this is that honestly, every case is different. I mean, it depends on how mature your parents are, how they handle their divorce, which is where most children end up getting scarred. And I'm glad I did research on this subject because it reminds me to be grateful for what my mom did, the way she took care of me, raised me. Um, the end.